Hi, this is Paula Waterman with Castle Rock Mediation.
And this is Chris Waterman, the Denver mortgage guy.
Today we want to talk to you about what is the difference between removing somebody from title and removing somebody from the loan, because those are two different things.
Yeah, we get this question a lot, especially because we have a divorce services business. And when people are getting a divorce, one person may want to keep the house and the other person is going to leave the marital property. And when you do that, you got to take them off the mortgage and off the title or the deed to the house. So how do you do that? I know a lot of people have heard the term quick claim deed, right? Oh, I just do a quick claim deed and it'll all be done in one fall swoop. No, it doesn't work that way. A quick claim deed only removes somebody from the title of the property, doesn't remove them from the mortgage. They're two separate things.
So title basically means who's the owner of the property, right?
Correct.
When you say, I'm on title, that basically means you own the property. Just like when you get the title to your car or you get title to something else, it proves ownership. But that is completely separate than who's responsible for paying for the loan. Those are two separate things. It is completely possible for someone to be on title but not be on the mortgage, not be responsible for the mortgage. It's a great position for them because they get all the benefits without any of the responsibilities.
That's true.
The opposite is true. I have seen, which is not good, for someone who's not even on title but's responsible for the mortage.
Oh, that's a terrible position to be.
Yeah, that's a very weak position.
Yeah, to be on the mortgage. I've seen this happen, people going through a divorce.
Yeah.
One person keeps the property and there's a quick claim deed or warranty deed executed, so the other person comes off the title of the property, which means they don't have any ownership in the property anymore, but they're still on the mortgage. They're still responsible for the mortgage. So if that one spouse loses their job and they're not paying the mortgage payment, guess what? It affects their credit. Horrible position to be. Horrible position to be in.
Yeah, so when you go through a divorce, one of the things you really want to be, especially if you have a marital real estate property, right? One of the things you want to realize is if you're both on title and both on the mortgage, you're going to have to separate that, right? Only in the rarest of cases do married people remain on property together, because it really doesn't allow you, it stays on your credit. It's hard to buy another house if you've got this on your credit. So 99% of the time, when a couple is going through divorce, they need to remove themselves from the title and they need to remove themselves from the mortgage. Whoever's keeping the house is going to be on title and mortgage only. Now, some people think that, this bummer, that they can call up the mortgage company and say, take me off the mortgage.
Yeah,
and,
it doesn't work that way.
I wish it worked that way. I wish it was all rainbows and unicorns and it was wonderful that way. That'd be a great way to live, but that's not our reality, right?
No, if you need to get somebody off the mortgage, and we do this all the time, this is what our business is based on, is divorce services. And people who own homes or want to buy a home, if they're going through divorce or if they've been divorced, is if you want to get somebody off the mortgage, there's two ways. You sell the home. Now you're both off the mortgage. Or you do a refinance. A refinance, you could call it a divorce refinance, or if you're giving them money, we call it an equity buyout. So if you're giving the spouse leaving the property some of the equity and you're refinancing the property, there's a correct way to do this, right? And that's what we do. There's a correct way to do the paperwork, and there's a correct way to write the separation agreement, so it's spelled out simply. You just don't want to just do a refinance and give them money. There's a correct way to do it. You want to be able to hire experts to be able to do this.
And here's the things that can affect it. Like, let's just say that the wife wants to stay in the home and the husband is leaving the home, and the wife wants to refinance into her name. Well, a couple of things that are going to affect that are going to be, how much money does she have? Can she afford it from a debt to income perspective? Does she have the credit? Because credit shows your lenders that you're trustworthy, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And so when you are going into kind of a negotiation process and you're talking about one person being refinanced off the mortgage, this is going to play into maybe what are some child support numbers, what are some alimony numbers, because child support and alimony can be used after a certain period of time, usually 6 months. There needs to be 6 months of consistent child support and alimony payments before a lender will use that in the income calculations, so to speak.
And it has to be written in the separation agreement. The separation agreement, if somebody is going to receive alimony and child support and try to use that as income to buy a house or refinance a house, needs to be received at this time of filming this, 6 months.
Right.
And it needs to be spelled out in the separation agreement. So it needs to be spelled out, And alimony and child support are going to be in two separate paragraphs, realistically, right?
Yeah.
And it has to show that it's going to continue for 3 years.
Yeah. The other thing, the opposite is true. Let's say the man who's paying child support and alimony in this example wants to keep the home. Now you have to look at the amount of child support and alimony, because that's going to be calculated in his debt to income ratio for will he qualify to refinance the property.
Yeah, it'd be like having a car payment or
it's
any.
Considered a debt.
It's considered a debt.
Yeah.
And it does go into qualifying for a mortgage.
Yeah. And so what you need is you need someone who's experienced in writing a separation agreement, and also someone who's experienced in helping people to navigate these negotiations, because people don't understand that child support and alimony may actually affect whether or not you can keep a house or not. Right?
Yeah,
and the reason that we are so helpful and a lot of people use us is because not only am I an expert in doing mediations, I've been doing it over 10 years, Chris is an expert in doing refis. And so when I'm like, hey, I need help, or I want you to come in and look at these numbers, tell me, will these numbers work for this person to stay in the home? I've got somebody on site who can come in and run numbers in that moment. And it helps us craft an agreement that works for the whole of the family. The problem with lawyers, I love lawyers, I work with a lot of lawyers. The problem with lawyers is their allegiance is to their client, right? Their job is to support and advocate for their client. Not so with a mediator. I'm a third party neutral. I want my allegiance, so to speak, is to the transaction, right? And my job is to help you guys facilitate an agreement that's best for both of you, that you both agree on, and that you can walk away and say, okay, we're not going to court. We came to something we can live with. We're going to go on with our lives, and we're going to work together and be good co-parents, especially if you have kids together.
That's right. And so that's why we have a divorce services business. Here I am, been helping people with mortgages, home buyers, and people looking to refinance their current home since 1996. Paul's been doing mediations for over 10 years now. And so we know what we're doing. We're not just a fly-by-night rookie company. We're not one of these big box mortgage companies that you're just a number to them. We specialize in helping divorce situations. So if you're in a divorce situation or you need a mediator and you have property that you need to split, or you need to buy out the other party that's leaving the property and you're keeping the property, we're the people to talk to, because we've closed hundreds and hundreds of these transactions.
If this has been helpful for you, I'm going to ask you to like, follow, comment, or share this video. It helps get our videos seen to more people. It also will push out to you great content, will help you make decisions if you are looking to get a divorce or even just a legal separation and want to know what the ins and outs are. I'm Paula Waterman with Castle Rock Mediation.
And this is Chris Waterman, the Denver Mortgage Guy. Go to castlerockmediation.com. The information is on this page. You can get a hold of Paul with scheduled mediation. She'll do a free 15-minute consultation about your situation. And you can also go to denvermortgageguy.com to get information on mortgages. But if you're in a divorce situation, you need to talk to anybody, contact Paula first, and we'd be happy to be able to point you in the right direction, help you out if that's possible. Have a great day.